Hey everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles, and welcome back to Ask Think for April of 2017, and it is finally warming up here in New York. It was a really bad March, guys. So in last month's Ask Think, the question for the month was, what is your favorite song from pre-2000? And you guys came up with some amazing ones. And what I love about music is when someone suggests a title, you sort of like hear it in your head, and it brings back memories of maybe where you were when you heard it the first time, or the most recent time, or the million times that you heard it because it was one of your favorite songs. But it really does bring back memories. So the Yo-Yo Wizard said, all of my favorite songs are pre-2000. I don't listen to hip-hop or pop, it will rot your brain, but my favorite band is R.E.M., and my favorite song by them is Little America on their album Reckoning. Great song, great album too. Chicken McNuggets says, my favorite pre-2000 song is Eye of the Tiger, and this is one of the ones that is an example of what I was saying before. Like, you hear Eye of the Tiger, or at least what it brings to mind for me is being at sports games, and they start playing the song. That's what just sort of brings that right into my mind. Ferrero MC says, I love the song All Star by Smash. I'm only 14, but I remember hearing the song a lot, and it reminds me of my childhood, and that does for me too. It specifically brings up a scene in my head. The first time I heard it, I was at a friend's house and I was spending the night, and it was on the alarm clock. For some reason, that was the newest song or whatever, and I just remember being in his parents' house, and it's absolutely crazy that I can remember that exact situation. Boring Do-It-Yourselves Camilla says, oh gosh, pre-2000, more like prehistoric. No offense. By the way, did you notice how when people say no offense, it's usually something very offensive? Anyhow, I like Hey Jude by the Beatles, I guess. What do you mean you guessed? That's an amazing song. And funny that you say prehistoric and everything, because you probably chose the oldest song out of anyone I saw on the comments, but great song. Haley Prater says, I think my favorite pre-2000 song is Mambo No. 5. And that song, I always remember the beginning is like, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambo No. 5. And then he goes in, ding, 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 ding. Anyway, Joseph Callback says the song I love before 2000 is Living on a Prayer, Bon Jovi. Great song. Yujoki 447. My favorite pre-2000 song is Elton John's Candle in the Wind, which I think, for maybe a lot of you guys weren't born yet, but that really makes me think of Princess Diana because he dedicated that song to her and Dodi Al-Fayed when they died tragically. Anyway, Neon Comedy Squid says, my favorite pre-2000 song is Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen because my parents both love Queen and I grew up around that music, and Bohemian Rhapsody is kind of nostalgic for me. Great song. Probably, it's one of Queen's best songs in my opinion. I think in a lot of people's opinion, actually. Puppy Quake 2.0 says, don't know my favorite song from pre-2000s are, but I think it would be Don't Stop Me Now by Queen again. A great song. The D-Boy says, my favorite pre-2000 song is Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. And I wonder if that's because he's been Rickrolled a number of times. Cartoon Army says, my favorite pre-2000 song would be Don't Stop Believe. Oh gosh, no, stop. But I love that song. Don't Stop Believing by Journey, and that is a super fun song to dance to. Mythical Mimi says, my favorite pre-2000 song is Piano Man by Billy Joel, released in 1973. I like it a lot because I was at Performing for Pencils, a charity thing donating school supplies to those in need. There's one guy and he did this song and it was so awesome. And that's it right there again with the songs that just bring you right back to where you remember hearing them. And Audrey Is Me has a ton of pre-2000 songs. Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. Great. All the Small Things by Blink-182. Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. Take On Me by Aha. And yes, that is who it is. who sings it, although I'm not sure that's how she spells her name. Happiest Day of Our Lives and All Parts of the Wall by Pink Floyd. So 2 from Pink Floyd. I'm impressed. Raikael says, my favorite song is definitely The Lion Sleeps Tonight, and that, I think that's the one that's Awimbawe, in the jungle, the mighty jungle. Definitely catchy, and I will never stop singing it. Fahrenheit Gaming says, my favorite song would be the theme from Alien 1979 because it's haunting and suspenseful, especially in the trailer. Search Alien iconic theme. Woo, that's dark. Tori Redland says, my favorite pre-2000 song is Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. I love all their songs and also AC/DC. These songs really help me get through tough times. And I love that song as well. I loved Guns N' Roses. In fact, my friend and I went to one of their concerts when they did their live tour this last summer, and it was amazing. Now for next month's question, Lucas Johnston says, if you could have a Pokemon full of unknowns, what forms would they be and why? If this gets in, I would have Lucas because first name, and I also an exclamation to represent my happiness. Very well done. Of course, I'll answer this right now. This is pretty easy for me. Well, no. I'll wait for the next one. I'll wait for the next one, guys. Okay, so before we get to the questions for me, I do want to remind you to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something fun to answer in the next episode. Remember, only one question per comment, but you can leave as many comments as you like. Also, if the comments on this Ask Think are closed, go to the most recent Ask Think and ask your question there. The first one comes to us from Flowey, also known as Scar Skip, and it says, hey Think, will you ever do reading your comments? Yeah, I do this series I only do it once a month now called Ask Think, where you guys ask me questions and I answer them. It's kind of like that. Jilly Plays MC says, what is your Patronus? Mine is a polar bear. Well, guys, I do have to let you know, and I really reinforced it this weekend. I was hanging out with some kids in Grand Cayman, and we were trying spells, and every single thing I tried, she was actually trying to teach I'm not gonna say it, but anyway, the Killing Curse to one of the younger kids, and I was like, hey, start with Alohomora or Wingardium Leviosa, but don't go there, we don't want to be reading Death Eaters here, and guys, I really, as much as I talk about wizardry and stuff, I'm just a lowly muggle. So I don't even have a Patronus. Every time I do Expecto Patronum, nothing happens. Wander not. And I've always, I never got an invite to Hogwarts or anything like that. And, yeah, I'm sorry to let you down, but I'm not a wizard. So Flower Shy asks, when are you gonna have babies? And this is another thing that I can't have babies because I'm a boy, and I don't think they've solved that problem yet. I think only girls can have babies, but maybe when modern medicine gets and solves that problem that we have with our biology, maybe then I'll have babies. Pat JDA says, for Asking April 2017, my question is, are you really showing us your real attitude, and are you really showing the real Justin? Please answer. Yes. Anyone who's met me in person knows that I have a lot of energy, and I get excited about really small things that wouldn't normally excite people, and I laugh nearly everything off. So one day when you do meet me in person, you will realize that I'm me. This isn't an act. This isn't anything. I'm genuine, and I can't help but being genuine. And I met someone on the street the other day who was asking me these really weird questions, and really personal stuff that was not personal. Well, there were some personal questions, but asking me questions about where I live and stuff, on the street, and I was like, I shouldn't. And when she asked me the question, I was like, I really shouldn't answer that, honestly. I should probably lie. But I couldn't help myself. I'm too honest with people too often, and I swear, I was these questions I thought that she was asking, I thought she was and she kind of was, I was I swear, because she's I just want to, I want to see what the apartments look like in this building, and I was like, oh, well, the dog needs a walk and stuff, and which was true, but I didn't want to say, oh yeah, why don't you, because I felt like she was gonna follow me up to my apartment and rob me. Anyway, Mind Blocks Production says, think I'm moving to a new school. Well, middle school, and I'm scared of bullies because I'm short like a midget. I've also tried to get bigger. What can help me with that faster? I was undersized in middle school and for not most of the first half of high school. And I can understand that. And there's I hate to say this, but there's absolutely nothing you can do but wait. And wait for your body to decide that it's going to give you a growth spurt. Unfortunately, that is human biology. Savage Assassin says, did you go to arcades back then and what did you play? And I think you mean back then, like pre-2000s. And yes, I did. And I guess if I think back to my most favorite arcade game back then, and even now it's super fun to play, although graphics aren't great. It was Daytona USA, and I still see it in arcade games today because that game was so fun to play, and it still is for people. So you still see it now. Charlie Yazarlo asks, who was your first kiss? Now I'm embarrassed, guys, because I actually don't remember her name. And don't get it in your heads like, oh, Justin's a player, Thinknoodles. Oh, he kissed all the girls. He can't remember their names. No, I was not like this suave guy that all the girls were fawning over. It was in second grade. Again, don't get too excited. And I used to collect stickers in second grade. And I really wanted this sticker. We called them pressies. Some people call them oilies. I think you guys might know what those are. And I would usually trade for the stickers that I wanted. And this one girl said, well, I wanted one of her pressies. And she was like, well, I don't want anything for trade, but if you give me a kiss, I'll give you the sticker. So that day at recess, we went to the playground and there was like a little metal tunnel and I crawled in there and snuck in and gave her a peck on the lips and then she gave me the sticker. So yeah, that was my first kiss and I don't remember her name at all. I want to say Valerie for some reason, but I don't know if that is true at all. But yep, that was it. Okay, so this one was so upvoted, guys. So Dara Hey Dari says, hey Think, you said you got into a lot of trouble in high school and ended up getting suspended for a week. Can you tell us the story of how it happened? Well, I can sort of go into it. But basically I had a freshman friend and I was a senior in high school. And he was just not someone I should have been hanging out with. And he had gone to a retreat for NSF, which was I think it's National Science Foundation, and I wasn't a member or anything. But he's like, it was in Santa Clara, and he was like, oh, dude, there's all these people here at the hotel. They're having a dance. There's lots of girls. You should come and you could dance with girls and all kinds of stuff. It's this is awesome. So I got in my car and since I wasn't a member, he actually described the badge because we didn't have cell phone cameras at the time, and he told me the font to use and everything to make my own. Gosh, this sounds so bad. To make my own badge so that I could get in, and I did, and he nailed the fonts, the size, the typeface. He's like a font genius apparently. And anyway, got there and we were in the hotel room for that he was staying in, and he thought it would be really funny to use the trash can as a toilet. And I didn't find it very funny. It was absolutely disgusting when he came out of the bathroom with the toilet full of poo. And then I was like, dude, what is wrong with you? Get that out of here. So he decided that I meant, or he thought it would be even more funny to go out to the balcony and throw the trash can off of it. And it actually hit someone when he did that. And then the fire department came and all this stuff, and I freaked out and got my car and drove home scared out of my mind. And then that Monday I went to school and I went straight to the principal's office and explained the whole situation and owned up to the whole thing. And I got suspended for a week for being part of that and also for making that badge and things like that. And the freshman guy I think he got expelled. And then the other guy that was in the room was also a friend of mine. He got suspended for a week as well. But it was absolutely one of the most terrifying, definitely the most terrifying experience of my life. Well, at the time, I guess. Yeah, I was really scared. Innovate7 Games asks, is there a fruit you cannot stand the taste of? And he puts cherries there, and I love cherries. But, and that might be just because that's a fruit emoji. But I gotta say that, and I might offend some of you, I really don't like durian. I have tried it, and I do not like it. Muhammad Fataho asks, do you ever get attacked by fans in public? And if they are nice or mean? Well, first of all, never attacked. Second of all, not really, because most people don't know what I look like. Sometimes they'll notice Kopi, but they don't really know what I look like. So, I get away with it. Although, so Dan was just here, and he gets approached by fans all of the time, and they are always super nice. Gamer Ed XD asks, can you talk Indonesia language? By the way, I live in Indonesia. So the name of the language is, of course, Bahasa Indonesia. And yeah, I can. So right now it's the morning for me, so I would say selamat pagi, but maybe for you it's the afternoon, selamat siang, or if it's nighttime, selamat malam. And then I would ask you, apa kabar? Impossible Dream Mythical Beast asks, do you play any instruments? Now, I mean, I can play the guitar and the saxophone both very, very poorly. Bipsy3 asks, hey, has there been any progress on your tube hero becoming a thing? No, and I've been in contact with the company, and they had, unfortunately, in my manufacturing process was when they put a hold on any new tube heroes. Don't know what that means. I don't know if it's indefinite or forever or temporarily. That's all they've really told me, unfortunately, and I'm super bummed because I wanted an action figure. JGamer0321 asks, hey, do you know there's cloning now and they use embryos? Would you clone Kopi? Sadly, Kopi would look the same, but she wouldn't have the same mems. Would you still clone her, and also would you stand on using embryo for cloning and stuff? So, I do know that you can do that, and in fact, last night, my wife and I were out to dinner with Dan, and we had this exact discussion. And, because Rochelle really, I love Kopi tons too, but she's considered that. And I said, and Dan agreed, and I think my wife agreed as well, is that exactly that. It would look just like Kopi. And I think this would be worse because, you would have the dog that looks exactly like Kopi, but it wouldn't be Kopi. It would have a different personality. And I think that would make me miss Kopi even more once she was gone. Shreya Zutshi asks, do you remember your first ever cell phone? Yes, it was, I think it was a Nokia. I think it was a 2100, but it was like what they would call a candy bar phone. That was my first ever phone, and I think my first cell phone plan, it had 50. There were no data plans that didn't even exist, but I think I had 15 minutes of talk time. Kialdek asks, what do you do when you're feeling down or sad to feel better? I struggle with being happy sometimes. You always make me happy though, but for example, when I'm at school, what should I do? Usually when I'm feeling down, I grab and hug Kopi. She always makes me feel better. But at school, I think you should just pay attention. I'm only kidding. At school, I maybe look at pictures. Those things, maybe if you have a really cuddly pet, or you have pictures of Kopi or something like that, that might help. Just pull out your phone, or if you're not allowed to pull out your phones, have some pictures. Pictures always make me feel better too. Ketchup Central asks, which friend have you been with longer, Dan or James, and can I have a hug? Yes, you may. Here you go, hugs. But as far as, and this is asked a lot of people were asking, how did you meet Dan and James? I met them both at the exact same time making a video. It is the dodgeball video on my channel and on their corresponding channels. So I have been friends with them for exactly equal amount of time. The Secret Craft asks, hey, Think, why do you want to be a YouTuber? Well, I didn't necessarily want to be a YouTuber. This sort of just happened. And I want to continue to be one because it is super fun. Brad Orr says, I know YouTube is kind of newish. What I'm saying is no YouTubers that live to the point of needing to retire. Maybe one or two have. But anyway, when do you think you would retire and why? I don't think I would, because if I did, I would just retire and play video games. So I might as well play them with you guys. L. Rusk asks, hi Think, how are you and how is Kopi? I hope you two are amazing. Well, anyways, do you love being a YouTuber and gamer? And would you like to be a cardiothoracic surgeon more? And this is really funny because doing what my wife does, she's a surgeon, she has colleagues who are also surgeons. In fact, she has colleagues who are cardiothoracic surgeons, and they're around our age. So the funny thing is that they see me, and I'm not kidding. They say, if I knew this existed, I would not have become a cardiothoracic surgeon, and I would have been a gaming YouTuber. So that gives you an idea of how awesome being a YouTuber is, that a cardiothoracic surgeon actually says, I would rather do what you do. Ariana Wegner asks, right when you start playing Roblox, I noticed right away your username is I'm Not Thinknoodles, while your Minecraft username is Real Thinknoodles. How'd that happen? Well, with any YouTuber, our usernames get snapped up. And, you know, I started Minecraft after I started my channel, so of course someone took the Real Thinknoodles username, or actually the Thinknoodles username. And then when I started Roblox, which was far after I started my channel, of course they grab not only my username, but Real Thinknoodles from Minecraft. I mean, every combination of my username was taken, so that's why I ended up with that. Yusuf Maged asked, will you ever make some Oculus Rift HTC Vive videos? Well, I have to get a Vive first. I really do want one. James has got one. Dan has got one. I should really get one. Maybe I will in my new apartment. And, you know, I was thinking about it. Like, it might be like, because with the Vive, right, you have the headset on, so and I could do like a VR cam at me, because, like, you know, I still don't want you guys to, well, I mean, I still don't want you guys to have to know what I look like and ruin your imagination of that, but you would have an idea of, like, I guess, like, how tall I am, and that I'm, you know, but it wouldn't spoil the idea of what you guys think I look like, because it would cover most of my face with the headset. Pride and Polyjuice asks, what happened to all this series you never ended? I can understand not finishing for interest reasons, which is a lot of them, but some were just dropping no explanation whatsoever. Examples include the final episodes of Portals of Mystery, Unravel YouTuber's Life, and the Club Penguin Secret Missions. I'm not upset, I just like to know. So with Portals of Mystery, the person who does that, because I actually didn't do any of the production or creation of things, kind of dropped off the map. So I can't make them, and I don't have anyone to make them for me any longer. Unravel, I just got, I lost interest in it. YouTuber's Life, I also lost interest in. And the Club Penguin Secret Missions, I actually forgot about. I'm sorry. Muzamil Hayat asks, will you be going to Dance Tour in USA? If so, then where? So yeah, my wife and I were away for his New York show, which of course you guys would have expected me at, and I would have been at, but we'd already made plans when we found out when he was coming here. But we are going to be 99% sure we're going to be at the Philadelphia show. Ashley asked, dear Think, are you going to play Club Penguin Island when it comes out, and will you record it? I will definitely play it at least once and record it. Zappy Bomb asks, Think in Minecraft, are you good at PvP, combat, or parkour? No. Just no. On all of those, no. TNT Master and Friends asks, how do you get the EXP share Game Pass in Pokemon Brick Bronze? You have to buy it with Robux, and you have to buy it on the Roblox.com. Like, when you go to the Pokemon Brick Bronze page, like right before you click play, if you go to store, that's where you buy it. I'm Not Fave XD asks, could you tell me the name of your shirt and pants and the hat in Roblox? If you go to my profile, so just like search user I'm Not Thinknoodles, and then you click on any part of me that I'm wearing, it will direct you exactly to the shirt and pants and the koala hat. Joseph Kalbick asks, what editing software do you use? I need something better than iMovie. I use Final Cut Pro. It's kind of an expensive investment, but if you're a student, and what I would recommend you do, if you are, go get the Adobe Creative Suite, and it's like a monthly fee. And as a student, it's actually really reasonable. I think it's $15 to $20 per month, and you can start working with Premiere Pro. IDK asks, do you overclock your CPU? You wouldn't waste like $20 for an unlocked CPU and not overclock it, right? Right. I do overclock it. I don't overclock it as far as you probably could, just because I want to be sure that I have a very stable system, but I definitely do overclock. Also, I overclock the video card. Anderson Eccles asks, when will the animation you said come out? It should be out in the next couple of weeks. I do have the final song. It's on iTunes, it's on Google Play, it's on Spotify. If you just search Thinknoodles, sometimes you can find it. But the animation isn't just wrapped up yet. EBC asks, what mod pack do you use for Pokemon Trinity? We don't actually use a mod pack. We just use the Pixelmon mod, and then we use like a map mod. Other than that, that's all there is there. Golf Guy Game says, can you start streaming again? You haven't streamed in so long. I missed it. I just streamed like twice. I did Club Penguin. I had so much fun with it. I streamed Roblox, and you guys loved the Roblox stream. So I'm definitely planning to do more because it was super fun and you guys had fun as well. Finder Leonard asks, say a bad word. Or tells me to say a bad word. I guess if I'd have to think of it like a word that's really bad and just sounds... I'd have to say phlegm. That is like one of the worst words I can think of that just, the thought of it is gross. Anyway, guys, that's it for this episode of Ask Think. Don't forget to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer in the next episode. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching. And of course, Noodle on!